Motley Crue. What's his name?
Yeah.
Pam Anderson's.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Well, they showed Tommy Lee's junk in the documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts it next to a remote for reference.
Yeah, he was
I put mine next to an Apple TV remote. You know what I mean? Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Roku.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's rocking a satellite remote.
Yeah,
No, direct TV remote.
Yeah, the documentary, he just was swinging and swinging. I'm like, all right.
Ganimal, what is that ridiculous thing on your head?
Well, Dirty Water John, I'll tell you, it's a hat that doesn't fit me because I have a big head.
You should try a Mammoth Premium Snapback hat. Starts 7 3/4, ends at 8 1/2. Let's try that out.
Oh, that's nice material, buddies.
And if you like how that fits you, you can check out their website at mammothheadwork.com, where there's an array of colors and styles to choose from. And if you find something you like, be sure to use promo code DIRTY10 to receive 10% off plus free shipping.
Whoa, that's excellent. That's a mammoth deal, bud.
That is a mammoth deal. And we're back with the Dirty Water Boys. Myself, Dirty Water Don.
Ganimal here.
The Ganimal to my left. And we have Tony Richardson, former NFL player, Hall of Famer for the Kansas City Chiefs. How are you today, bud?
You know, I'm doing great. Just got back from Vegas. So I got the game. The Chiefs won on Sunday night. Taylor Swift won on Sunday night.
Yes,
And-
Did you meet her?
I did. I met her in Kansas
The
City.
NFL one as a whole.
Oh, my God. Dude, 202 million viewers.
Yeah.
Did you fly private?
No, I actually know it's funny. I actually so after the
move.
game, did the confetti and all that stuff. They had the party. I took the red eye out, so I was on the plane with Phil Simms.
Yeah.
He called the game. Phil was hot too. He was like, "Man, I've been up since 4:00 in the morning because they got one game to talk all day long." And Dante Hall, who former chief, Ring of Honor as well. Him and his wife live out in Summit, so we were all on the plane together. I got hammered though.
I would.
Well, I did because I didn't really drink that much at the game because I got to sit there because I work for the league office, so I got to sit there pretty buttoned up. So as soon as I get on the plane, I'm in first class, and it's like the big seats. And
Oh,
she was
first
like,
class.
She was like, "Sir, what would you like to drink?" I said, "Just a bottle of wine and one straw." And she started.
I don't have no with me. One straw.
Yeah, she thought I was. She was like,
Was it red or white?
"Oh, I drink Pinot. I was Pinot. Yeah, yeah."
All right,
Pinot.
I'll hook you up. Our sound guy just opened up a vintage whitetail,
Okay. Oh,
so
okay.
he's pumping out the wines.
Sounds good.
I'll make sure he gets you some out to you.
Let's do
Little
it.
care package.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So you're a professional football player for how many years?
Played 17 years.
Jesus, how's
Yeah.
your neck?
You know, it's funny. Like people, they actually are in the league circle. All my buddies, they call me Benjamin Button because, like, dude, because I play fullback. So fullback, it's literally to the things that you guys do. Like, I'm sure when you guys go down, you wake the next day, your body feels like you've hit a truck. And so
Yeah.
for me as a fullback, like my job for 30 to 45 plays was to go run into that linebacker about your distance, fast as I can, hard as I can, and do that over again.
Yeah.
I started taking my rookie year was with the Dallas Cowboys in '94, and I started taking Taekwondo in '94. Then I started doing yoga in '97, and no knee injuries, no knee surgeries. I only had 2 surgeries in my entire
Do you
life.
still do yoga now?
I do yoga every day.
Hot
Yeah.
or cold?
You know, it depends because I'm actually a yoga instructor, so I took my.
Jack of all trades.
What else? Yeah, I thought I knew what you was about to say. I didn't know what you were about to say, but yeah.
You're like, don't you do it?
I didn't know what you. No, but yeah, what my biggest thing is the reason why I wanted to take the yoga training was just to further my practice, and it wasn't necessarily to teach. So sometimes if I'm at home, I'll just do my own mantra. I'll do my own yoga for my meditation, my clear mind. But where I live in Jersey City, directly across the street, there's because when I'm at home, all I see is my dog. If I go to the yoga street across the street, there's nothing but Lululemon in front of me all
Listen,
day long.
I understand you're very proud of your dog. You just showed me your dog. Very nice dog. They
Well, yeah.
call him Tripod.
Rambo.
Yeah. Actually, his Instagram is Rambo
I'm
Tripod.
sorry, his Instagram.
Yeah, his Instagram.
Does
Yeah.
he drink bottled water?
You know what? It's funny. He's actually pretty spoiled. Like, because I think for me, it's like, I've had dogs my entire life. Born in Germany, we had dogs. When I was in Kansas City, when I was a chief, I had 2 Italian Mastiffs, and they were like 165, 180 pounds, and they both died of cancer. And so, as that kind of transition, when I went to the Minnesota Vikings, and if you're a dog lover or a dog person, like you lose your dog, it's like losing someone in your family.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone's like, "Oh, just get another dog. That's okay. If your child passed away, just get another child." So it took me a while to be able to even get comfortable getting another dog. And so my friend was one of the top vets on the Upper West Side was like, hey, we got these 4 animals. They were severely abused, coming from Egypt. One had bullet fragments in his face.
They brought dogs. Sorry to interrupt you. They brought dogs from Egypt to America for adoption
before COVID. Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a question real quick.
Yeah.
So the dog was brought over here. Did it have trouble understanding commands in English?
Well, you know what's interesting? So it was 4 dogs, and so I was like, okay. I lived in Long Island City at the time, pretty nice building. So I was like, I can't bring no wild street dog. He had never been on a leash. He had never been in a cage. He had never been in a house. And so to answer your question, he did. So for that first week and a half, I had to retrain him about everything as far as like just language, like. But we drilled it. Like now he's one of the best dogs I've ever had, well trained. But my buddy, he's a bartender at the Irish bar in Long Island City, and he speaks the language, so he can still talk to Rambo and he listens. So
really,
yeah, it's pretty
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
I hate to go back to your flight real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I had a question about Phil Simms. What's up with his grandma glasses? What's that about?
Actually, it's funny enough. His mom was with him on the plane. I'm starting to. So these right here are. These right here just kind of see close, but I'm getting to the point now. I'm almost having to wear bifocals. I'm literally like, I just turned 52, and I'm like, dang,
you look a day past 29.
Some days I don't feel like it.
You are Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, I think it's just like, I got a funny story for you real quick about glasses. So during COVID, I still do a lot of work with the Minnesota Vikings. So some of the kids were like, we were doing like book readings, and so. And the word, like there's like Mille Lacs and all these Minnesota, they speak a whole different language up there, and Duluth, yeah, all that stuff.
you do a good Minnesota.
Yeah, so being the lady from the Vikings, we actually went through the book to pronounce all the words and whatever. So for the deal, I needed my ring light on, so I got the ring light in my face. I didn't have my glasses on, and I'm trying to read. I can't see one page on the book. These kids, it's funny. So it's funny. After it, she's like, "Were you having a stroke?" I mean, I messed up the whole book, seriously. And I was
called
like,
an ambulance.
Yeah, it was like, and they were like, I said, "Yeah, I bet you the kids were like, dang, we're in the 3rd grade and we can read better than that guy." I'm telling you, I messed up the whole book. I ad-lib because I was like, it was live. It was like there's 300 kids.
The author's like, I didn't write that.
This guy got hit in the head too many times.
It was like 300 kids, and they're all sitting there tuned in. 300 kids, and it's over Zoom. And I'm trying to look through the pages. I can't see a word. So I think Phil, because obviously being on TV, you got to have your glasses.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I mean, he has enough money.
I saw those glasses. I was like, huh. Yeah. Of all the designers in all the world,
and they're like,
that's what we're going with, huh?
He's just like this the whole time. Yeah. Phil's a great guy, though. Yeah.
So you went out to the Super Bowl. Like you said, you do a lot with the kids and the charities, which is commendable. What'd you do with the Super Bowl with them? I saw dribs and drabs of it on your story.
Yep.
You were doing training drills.
Yeah, so basically, so my department with the NFL is called Legends Community. So there's 28 guys that do exactly what I do, and it's in regions. So what my job actually is, we help guys as they transition into the league. So like next week, which is crazy that the Combine is coming up. So I go down to the Combine. I'll have every single running back that's at the Combine, start talking to them about, because by the time they get to the Combine, they've already bought 2 houses, 4 cars, and gold chains.
And they got a record deal.
Yeah, and you got all of that. And I'm just like, pump your brakes. But, at least we try to, because you're going to be a former player a lot longer, because the average NFL career is 2.5, 3 years.
You got 17 years, my man.
I don't know how I fooled him for 17.
Crushed it.
But, so that's our main job. So we did our training. We had CPR training, mental health training. But then in the downtime, we always try to, every city, whether if it's the Combine, if it's the draft, or obviously Super Bowl, we try to give back to the community. Mm-hmm. Because, one, you come over and take over the whole city. Like, the whole city's shut down. Traffic's crazy, so we try to go into the community and just try to give back. And the good thing when you have the Super Bowl, obviously Vegas didn't need this, but some cities that are smaller markets, they get infrastructure. So all of a sudden, when the league knows 2 years out, they come in and build hotels because they got to have the combination for all the people.
Absolutely.
So they get it. Vegas probably didn't need more money, but they benefit.
It doesn't hurt.
A
couple more hotels won't hurt nobody.
Hey, that's the reason my dad always says, because I don't gamble. Obviously, he's working for the league. I can't gamble. My dad said, "Son, you shouldn't gamble." He said, "You think those big buildings were built by people winning?"
No.
He's like, nope.
The only thing I gamble is my life.
Well, yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah, I don't gamble my own money because I work too hard for it.
Well, you work hard for your life too.
Debatable. So is that a ring you're wearing? Is that a league ring? What do you got there?
Yeah, somebody put some on their fingers, a ring, right?
Yeah, but what is that one?
So this is my Oura ring.
Okay, Oura ring, got that.
The Oura ring, and this is my Alabama Sports Hall of Fame ring. So this one was, this is one I'm probably the most proud of, because when you go in, you get enshrined. And so I'm walking through there, I see Bear Bryant, his bust. I see Charles Barkley, Joe Namath. So anyone who played in the state, when I went in, I got in with Evander Holyfield because he was actually born in Alabama.
Wow.
Even though he boxed and pretty much spent his time in Georgia. So it's crazy. You walk in there like it's baseball, football, and I'm like, I do not belong in here.
This is not me.
Yeah, that's
Like imposter syndrome.
Yeah, the glare keeps hitting me. I'm like, what's that?
sorry.
No, I like it. I like the. I'm like a cat. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah,
It's coming at me.
Well, I don't have any Super Bowl rings, so I got to wear this one. Yeah.
So maybe we should go back to it and get a Super Bowl ring.
I don't. Yeah, I wish.
Hire me, guys.
Well, listen, all I did, if I played with the Chiefs, like they've been to the Super Bowl 4 out of the last 5 years, and they won 3 out of the last 5. That's insane.
They can't throw a ring to you?
You know, it's funny. I don't know how far this is going to reach. It might reach back to Kansas
I hope
City.
it does.
So when I was with the Chiefs, we had an organization. It's called the Chiefs Ambassadors. And so Chiefs Ambassadors are guys, when they finish playing, they live in the community and they serve in the community, do like 1 or 2 appearances. Will Shields, who lives in the community, works with me. He's a Chiefs Ring of Honor. He's an NFL Hall of Famer, lives there. So first year the Chiefs win a Super Bowl, they give all the ambassadors Super Bowl rings, and they'll give Will one because he's working for the league office. So now Dante Hall and some guys live in Fort Lauderdale. They come to Kansas City for 1 appearance, walk around with Super Bowl rings. Christian Okoye lives in California. He comes in for 2 appearances, Super Bowl rings. So Dante Hall now will have 3.
I'm sure we could find a janitor somewhere selling one on eBay.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, crazy.
You'd be like, why do I have a Dolphins ring? That's all I can find.
Yeah, it's funny because actually my buddy, he lives in Indianapolis, and he actually goes to these different sites, and sometimes when guys come up with hard times, they end up selling the Super Bowl rings.
I'm gonna find one for you.
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, I'll look for a Chiefs, but I can't get one.
See if you can find one in the water.
Imagine someone threw one in, pissed off.
Could you see? Have you seen jewelry or stuff down there?
Yeah, I found jewelry down there. I found
with a finger still on it.
No, I found. It's funny because you come. It's not really funny. You find a body. You find a body. It's like you come across more body parts than bodies.
Do you recognize it initially?
No.
You don't. Yeah.
And the worst thing for me is coconuts. And you're sitting there thinking, why coconuts? I'll tell you. Glad you asked. You grab a coconut.
I didn't want to know because I didn't know what you were about to say.
It feels like a baby skull.
Oh wow!
And being a father of 5, you know, you have kids. You make sure
I pick my kids.
Yeah, by the head. I palm them like this. Yeah.
But why would coconuts be in
Because people drink them.
Oh yeah,
on the barges and the workers coming through and people on boats. You know, they part of their diets and they drink the milk and over the side.
Yeah.
And it feels like a baby skull and it freaks you out. Well, it freaks me out at least.
So let me ask you. So now I feel like I'm doing the interview.
Look at me, I'm the captain now.
No, so when you guys go down, are you specifically going to a specific place looking for something, or you just kind of go and scrape the ground and
It depends on the job. We'll do jobs. For example, we worked on Ellis Island recently, and we were repointing the bricks. Now, anytime you're doing a dive job, there's always downtime. It's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Right. So you'll be waiting for your topside support to mix mortar or get you tools, and a lot of the divers will then go to the bottom and be like, "Oh, what we got here." Like one guy we dived with, Johnny Santiago, he found a candlestick phone on Ellis Island, like an old 1700s candlestick phone.
Oh, wow.
That someone threw over for whatever reason. Maybe they got a telemarketer calling them and it pissed them off. But you can go find stuff. Now, some days we will go out solely to look for something. Yeah. That, like, for example, the bones, we went out and looked for those. We weren't working. Yeah. We were looking for that specific object. And you come across a lot of stuff in those hunts. Like, you'll be down there, you'll find a car.
Like a full car?
Full car. So we dove East 65th Street, and I got to bottom. I was at like 42 feet.
Well, the repo man can come get it if it's in the water.
Yeah. Good luck finding it.
Yeah, go find it.
It was like a 1950s Chevy pickup truck was down there.
Just down there.
Motorcycles, city bikes.
Oh, my God. City bike must be losing their shirts.
Yeah, I bet you people just late
so
night.
Many of them in the river.
Yeah.
Every dive I do within the East River area, I guarantee you I'll find a city bike.
City bike. Wow.
Guaranteed.
So let me ask you this. You can answer it now. Have you ever found like a treasure chest with like gold or something like something like obviously really value?
Well, my man, if I found something worth that kind of value, I would have to report it to the city, and I've never done that.
That's what I said. You can answer or not answer.
I don't think anybody in our union has found anything.
Nothing of value.
We
had one of our divers who worked for us in the union, Ray Jacanis. He went out to Florida and found a large sum of gold.
Really?
Large sum.
Wow.
Yeah, in the millions.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did well. I think he had a good time for a year.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Blew through. I had a great time though.
Wow. What's the craziest thing you guys found in there?
Craziest thing.
I mean, obviously a body would be like.
It'd be the what do you define as crazy? Valuable, historic, or
probably historic. Probably historic.
Historic would have to be the steep bison tibia bone.
Yeah.
We found a Ice Age animal's tibia bone.
What about dinosaurs?
Haven't met a dinosaur yet.
Okay, I mean
They got to be there.
What do they?
Why wouldn't they be?
Do they,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's still kind of. Did we go to the moon? Did we not?
I don't think we went to the moon.
So,
You think we went?
I don't know. I'm not
I always-
I'm not getting into that. Don't try to get me caught up like
I hear
Aaron
this-
Rodgers got caught up again
I hear this
in
fa- I
the
hear this
Jimmy
fact
Kimmel fight.
sometimes. I hear this fact sometimes that George Washington, while he was alive and president and everything else,
He's still alive, right?
not yet.
Did you guys find Tupac?
No, I've been looking for him.
Tupac's yeah.
He didn't know about dinosaurs.
Wow.
The dinosaurs were discovered in like the 1800s.
Have you
Possible.
seen
that?
not,
Like
Yeah,
modern
technically,
day, like,
yeah.
of course, maybe
not to go down the
thousands of
rabbit
years
hole of
ago.
dinosaurs, but have you seen the video where the guy claims that the T-Rex is actually a dragon, and because of the hollow bones in birds, they wouldn't fossilize? They're more difficult to fossilize.
Well, there's people that say that birds aren't real. I'm
I
like,
see them every day.
I do too. But there's some people, conspiracy theorists, who say that birds aren't real. I'm like, what do you mean birds aren't real?
Well, I think it's the pigeons
Yeah.
because if memory serves, somewhere in the 50s or 60s, there was a patent that went to the patent office that was approved
Yeah.
for recording device pigeons, where the feds used pigeons as recording devices.
Okay.
I think that's
Yeah.
where it stems from.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I could be right. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Wow.
We can go down a rabbit hole
We
today.
do, especially about
Let's get
dinosaurs.
back to football.
Yeah.
So you played for 4 teams in total?
Yeah, so my rookie years with the Dallas Cowboys, they had just come off back-to-back Super Bowls, and then left after that year, and then I went to Kansas City. I was with the Chiefs for 11 years, and then 2 years with the Vikings, and the last 3 with the Jets.
Who's your favorite team? You could say it here. You're in a safe spot.
Yeah,
How about
no.
this? What was your favorite stadium?
Answer my question.
Well, the favorite stadium to play home is by far Kansas City. You're talking, first of all, because of the barbecue. I don't eat meat anymore, but literally,
No meat.
no meat. You come, so AJ, obviously you guys know AJ. AJ, when I got inducted to the Chiefs Ring of Honor, which is AJ is nuts. AJ comes for 3 days, no luggage. He got stopped by the
I believe that.
No, he got stopped by the. They were like, okay, so your tickets for 3 days. Like, where's your? He was like, he had a fanny pack on, like a toothbrush and one pair of underwear.
That's all I need.
Flag. That's a red flag.
Exactly. It's like you coming to blow something up, but
But why bring a toothbrush if you're going to commit suicide?
I don't have no
Some
idea.
people just weird about the dental.
Yeah,
hygiene.
exactly.
All right, fair enough.
So and AJ will tell you, like, when you pull into Chiefs Stadium, it's a sea of red and there's barbecue smoke all the way just for miles. So from that standpoint, like the 11 years I was there, we had 11 years of straight sellouts. Like we had the best home field record. So Chiefs Stadium by far. On the road, I love the old Oakland Raiders Stadium. So I got a good story. So I'm like, I'm listening to my like gospel music and I got my headphones on, and we pull in. They're like shaking buses, they're throwing stuff or whatever. And I see this sweet little old lady in a wheelchair. She's probably like 98. and I'm like just in the zone. And so I was just like, did like this. She was like, and I'm like, lady, you might die any minute. And you got the nerve, like,
You should get right with the
Raider
Lord, not
Nation
flip
is
me
hard.
off.
The Raiders, that's the only place I've ever feared. Like, my parents never were allowed to come to a Raiders game. The doctors used to come on the bus bleeding, like they're throwing batteries, hitting them in the head. That is by far the most. That's the only stadium I fear. If something broke out, we would die. Like, those fans are nuts.
Jesus.
Well, that's when it was in Oakland. Vegas down there, like bougie. You see the Super Bowl? Did you see what the Super Bowl
Expressos.
tickets? So the average suite sale for the Super Bowl was $1.82 million.
Yep.
Chump
This-
change.
Yeah, they're Super Bowl tickets. So we get one free for working for the league, but we get an option to buy the second one. So most of the time, guys bring their wives, girlfriend, or boyfriend. I don't know.
We don't
but,
judge.
Yeah, but anyway, so the second ticket is normally like our face value $25,000 to $3,000. This year they were $8,000 face at the league.
It's T Swift.
I don't know. It's I'm like.
You get a picture with her? You can be honest. Get a selfie?
No, I mean I can't. I'd be walking up because it's too many people.
I would. I'd be like,
Yeah, nah. And her security, I probably get my neck broke.
Nah,
so.
you can take him.
Yeah, no.
Listen, you went through the NFL unscathed, 17 years. You could take on one of T Swift's
No.
security guards.
So funny story. I was at Nobu one night, and I was on a date, and I see Eli. So I've been, Peyton has been a buddy of mine, playing Pro Bowls together, whatever. So I see Eli, and I make eye contact with him. So I was like, okay, I'll be right back. Say hello to Eli. I went to shake his hand. A ninja jumped from the roof and almost broke my wrist. And I'm like, Eli was like,
Is
no,
the
no,
ninja
no.
with you?
Dude, I'm like, this dude could have killed me. I was like, yeah. So I don't walk up to celebrities no more. 'Cause I am not.
Did he live in Jersey City?
He lived in
Hoboken.
Hoboken,
Yeah.
Edgewater.
In
They all
the
lived there.
pencil factory.
Yeah.
We worked over that way, and my buddy was a big fan. He's like, you know who lives there? I'm like, I've heard it 7 times
Yeah.
this week. I know who lives there. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Chiefs were your favorite team to play for. Is that what I gathered?
home
Fair
stadium.
stadium.
Home stadium. Favorite team was the Jets because like we had success. So I'd never won a playoff game my entire career until I came to the Jets, and we went back-to-back AFC Championship with Mark Sanchez.
Yep.
And
All right.
we literally, they lit the Empire State Building, named it Revis Island. Like it was pretty lit.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I don't have that kind of clout.
Well, I mean, you know,
I want that.
You were
I want
Walter
to name
Payton
something
Man
that's
of the Year, right?
yeah.
2010.
Yep.
That's a big honor.
That's the big, for me, just as a running back, like anything that has his name on it is obviously a tremendous honor.
What
Yeah.
were you doing off the field that you got the award?
You know, it's funny. It's like, so we didn't really get into the backstory. So I was actually born in Germany. So my dad served Army 32 years, Vietnam veteran, and my sister did 28. So for me as a kid, like for holidays, I'm the youngest of 7, so it's our family, and then
Damn,
like 6,
7
and then
kids.
like 6 soldiers just at the table that we don't even know. So my parents taught me, and then for Christmas we would have, in order to get a toy, we had to go give a toy away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dang, I really want this G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, and I got to give it away. But that's how my parents raised me, like, helping others, giving back, and all those kind of things. And so actually I set, which is crazy to think about because I was, a little bit about my life, I was actually 7.5 years out of my life when I was playing, I was actually celibate. So no sex, no masturbation, no secular music, nothing. So they know my boys like, oh yeah, you gonna be back. So 8 years later. But anyway, so I set a record for doing 387 appearances in 1 year. So that's sometimes 2 a day.
Well, you had some
Wow.
free time.
Well, 365 days. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If
that's
you're not
what-
jerking off, you got some free time on your hands.
But we practice it though. So practice, like, it's funny because when I used to tell my boys, like, back in the day when I played Madden, when I was with the Chiefs, they were like, I was like, yeah, man, I got to go ahead and call it, man. I got work tomorrow. They said, where do you work? Like, dude, what do you mean where do I work? Most people think that we just show up on Sundays and just throw the ball around. We play the game. We only get 1 off day every single day. So when I lived in Long Island City, I never set an alarm clock. Up at 5, Starbucks at 5:30.
You're a Starbucks man, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Not Dunkin'.
well, I mean, this is I didn't even know.
And
first
you have the nerve to call Vegas fans
Yeah,
bougie.
yeah.
All right.
I didn't. Well, first of all, I don't think Dunkin' Donut was open early in the morning. But anyway, so it was a
That's fair.
routine. So I just right there, they had my coffee ready, go through the Lincoln Tunnel, and then drive out to Florham Park. And I didn't get home till 8 o'clock. So every day I was
It's a
up
long day.
every single day. And only day we got off was Tuesday. That's
Dude,
it.
why
What made you
Tuesday?
live in Long Island City, not Jersey?
Well, because when I first came to the Jets, we were in Hofstra. And so we knew that
right.
we were going to actually be moving, but I didn't want to say every place I played. Cowboys, I lived in the suburbs, Minnesota suburbs, and then Dallas suburbs. And so I'm like,
City life.
but I wanted
Yeah.
a city life, but they frowned upon it. Like no one was allowed to live in Manhattan. So the only player that actually lived in Manhattan was Jason Taylor.
I wonder why that is. Why no Manhattan?
I think just because like the traffic and
They
the
use child
nightlife-
as an excuse.
yeah, so what I ended up doing was so they were showing places like Long Beach and like Hempstead. I'm like, no, I didn't want to do that. So my real estate agent says, what about Long Island City? And I was like, well, dang, that's still Long Island. So I came down. So I got my place in 2008. And that's when it was on a teeter of just kind of like,
Now it's doubled.
just crazy.
Yeah, you can sell a thing for a cool $1 million.
Yeah, so, but I bit the bullet. So I would live in Long Island City, drive Midtown Tunnel, Lincoln or Holland, all the way to Florham Park and back every day.
That early, it's not too
It's
bad.
not too
Well, you
bad.
want to tell you what was bad? The damn tolls.
Yeah.
So that
Our
dude,
last podcast, I talked about
and you
tolls.
you can't write it off. So they were like, no one told you, dumbass, to live it. Seriously. So every day, that's what, $60 every
Now,
day?
for the Midtown Tunnel, you notice every now and then they'll just close it for no reason?
Yeah. Well.
For no
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, they'll close it. Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah.
working in Brooklyn, coming through the Holland, coming around the west side. And
Was it
going,
construction?
no, yeah, I was doing
Yeah,
construction, but
yeah.
they weren't doing any construction on the tunnel.
Oh, okay.
They would just close it.
Yeah.
Where the ramp to go from west side into the tunnel, they'd close it, no rhyme or reason.
Oh, you talking about coming?
Yeah, coming in,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
you have to
yeah,
go
yeah,
all the way around
Yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah.
There's
They
never
get
any
you.
work going on.
Nah.
That pissed me off.
Well, now, like the Holland Tunnel at 11 o'clock every night is closed.
Yep.
Yeah, they're tiling.
Yeah, yeah.
Thinking there's
And I-
sweet ass time tiling.
Yeah. So that's
they
why
need to get 4 Italian guys done a day. One day they have the whole thing tiled.
See, I'm gonna let you say that. I can't make no joke. I'm not making. I'm not.
I know
I'm
you
not,
want to.
I'm not going there.
The back to the celibacy thing. What made you go down that route? Was it religious based? Was it just a mental health thing? You wanted to focus on what you were doing?
Yeah, so a lot of it was my dad was a deacon in the church. Like we would go to church, but I guess in the South, like everybody goes to church. So I basically was playing church. Like go to church on Sunday, holier than thou. Monday through Saturday, just do whatever I wanted to do. So I was like, president of FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes in high school, FCA in college. And so what really happened is my buddy Dave Zott, he actually works for the Jets now. And so he one day just came to me. And you always knew, like, the locker room is the best place in the world because it's 53 different guys from different backgrounds, and it was just in one big melting pot. But you can kind of sense, like, you see veteran guys, and I would always see Dave. He was an offensive lineman, but he just kind of had like a peace about him. He had this calmness about him. But then on the field, he was just dominating everybody. And so his wife actually was the team chaplain for the cheerleaders, and he was kind of the spiritual leaders for the Chiefs. So one night he just said, hey, man, he had invited me over to his house a few times, and like, you know, I'm eating like fresh deer, like taking BBs out of my mouth and all that kind of stuff. But he had no TVs in the house, and he was just like, yeah, brother, you know, we don't really like to have TVs because when people come over, if there's a TV on the wall, there's no conversation. Everybody's just talking. Everyone's looking at the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, we realized we took the TV out. It promotes more conversation. So one night he invited me to a revival and just like, would I like to come? So I was like, absolutely. So obviously he was a member of the church. I'm sitting right on the front row. So the pastor said, he tells his testimony. He's just sharing about his life. And I'm like, dang, this dude is talking about me. Like everything that he said was bowling right down my alley. And it wasn't like, you know, because I really didn't drink. I really didn't party. I didn't go out. I really wasn't doing a lot of things. But he just said, you accomplished a lot, but are you serving God to the degree in which you feel like he blessed you? And so if you feel like you're not, then come forward and just commit yourself to Christ. So that day, for what I was just like, somehow I ended up there. And so we did the prayer. And funny enough, I was dating a girl at the time, and I was picking her up from the airport. So I was going to leave church, go pick her up, and then she was supposed to stay the weekend with me. So I'm like an hour and 15 minutes late. And it's like cell phone. I'm like, I don't even know if they had cell phones back then. So I get there, and I was like, listen, I'm so sorry that I'm late. And I said, I just left church. And I said, but I do have something to tell you. And she's like, what's that? I said, I just fully committed my life to Christ. And she said, she literally was blunt too. She said, does that mean we're not having sex tonight? And I was like, yes. From that day forward, cold turkey. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, just like nothing. And all my teammates would be like, okay. And it was weird too, because in the locker room, everything's like, oh man, what'd you do last night? Oh yeah, I had 2 girls and this, and this. Like, what'd you do? Man, I went to this incredible Bible study. And so eventually, over time, then guys realized, like, you know, that this is T. Rich and he's not going back. And so yeah, I was celibate for like, and it was to think about the focus. And I kind of go back to like when we lived in Kentucky in Fort Knox. My dad, he took us out to see the horses for the Kentucky Derby. He's like, hey boys, talk to me and my brothers. He's like, why do you think those horses have blinders on? We're like, I don't know, I guess so the sun will get in our eyes. He was like, no. He's like, those blinders, if you take those blinders off those horses, they're coming out the gates.
Yeah,
like
they go everywhere.
Everywhere. He said, if you keep those blinders on, you're going to stay focused. He said, this is what you got to have in life. And so that really just resonated. And once I got focused, I mean, I know for a fact if I didn't do that, there's no way I would have played 17 years, because it literally was like my body was pure. I had no alcohol, no drink, no partying, didn't go out. I wouldn't even talk to girls on the phone. Like, literally for me, it was just like school. So I was fortunate to go back and get my MBA, because if you sit at home, what else you gonna do? Because I wouldn't even watch secular music. I would no rated R movies, no nothing. And my parents, even my dad was like, son, don't you think you should go out to a bar to meet someone? And even my dad, they were even like, they thought I went too far. But, and you know, that's probably why I'm single now. But I think everything happens for a reason, because at that time, probably would have been the best time for me to meet someone younger. Because now they're like, oh, okay, you have a Ferrari. Okay, can I put my bag in the Ferrari? Nope. So now it's like it's difficult to date because, you know, and my
you don't know
like,
why they're dating you.
Exactly, because my boys are like, dude, you should get like some beat up apartment. I was like, for what? Because I can't bring, you know, if they come to the penthouse, they're like, oh shoot, ceiling to floor windows. You got cars in the garage. You got a basketball. Yeah.
So you have a basketball court?
We have one in our building.
Oh,
yeah. And we got a golf simulator. Yeah.
Damn.
No. This is in Jersey City. But yeah, so it's difficult because like now it's like, especially with this thing, because now women just like
at your fingertips.
It's crazy. Like before, you can legitimately meet someone and you organically meet them and like you go to McDonald's, you can have a burger.
Slowly build that relationship. Now when you get into that kind of prowess of who's with, I explained it to my wife. Yeah. Recently, I get a lot of weird Midwestern DMs from fans in the Midwestern states.
Okay, yeah.
Corn-fed ladies.
No arms and no legs?
Yeah, the nugget porn. Guys, Google nugget porn.
Hey, we don't have to go there.
But I was explaining to her, I was like,
yeah,
I trust you.
Yeah.
I know you. I meet someone now. Why are you talking to me?
You can't do it. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know you.
It's impossible.
And then with people's track records these days of false charges, why do I want to put myself out there like that?
Dude, it's so funny you said that, because people come to my house and they're like, dude, you got, first of all, I'm very neat and organized, but 2, I have 14 security cameras in my house.
It's like, a little much. I
only
have 13.
But think about it. So like for me, and I tell people this, and then once I tell them, they get it. I say, okay, and I can't have a one night stand. I can't. It's like, so what happens? I go to a bar, and in Jersey City, I pick up a girl. She likes me. I like her. We're having drinks or whatever, and we start having sex. She jumps up and runs out the damn door and calls the police. I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
It's my and so all of a sudden they're gonna be like, oh yeah, 245-pound fullback and 115-pound girl. Or I could have a 250-pound girl, whatever you play.
200 plus club. I get it.
But think about it. You cannot win that situation.
No.
And there's a reason why, they talk about Derek Jeter, and Jeter had made women sign contracts. Because at the end of the day, hey, put your phone here, sign a contract. And that's a bad, I ain't Derek Jeter where I'm like, hey, you already know if you're coming back with
Don't
Derek.
sell yourself short. You could
But
be Derek
at
Jeter.
least he gave a gift bag also.
Yeah,
afterwards.
but think about it. If I have a girl come over, and I've had girls come over before, and they're like, there's like, hey, I just want to let you know we're not having sex tonight. And I'm like, well, first of all, let me let you know that we're not having sex tonight. I said, I value my body probably more than you because it's on your mind. And so you got to deal with that stuff nowadays and just realize that I'm talking about in one split second,
You can lose everything.
just run out the door, screaming and yelling, hit her head on the door and say, I beat her and I raped her. And it's my word against hers. Whose word? Somebody going to jail.
You got cameras in your bedroom?
Absolutely.
You freak.
I could pull it up right now.
It's for safety.
I pull it up now because when I travel, so like this weekend I have an autograph signing, actually tomorrow in Philadelphia. So the dog walker comes and stays for my dog. And so I got valuable stuff in the house. So there's no reason to be coming to my room. So if I close the door and they open the door, so it's not like, and I'm not really like a player, but it's also, it's right there. I got 2 cameras in my bedroom.
Double angles. Spike Lee angles.
Well,
All
just
right.
because like I collect watches, that I collect Panaras and different watches. So I gotta, not get into value. But
Yeah, I wouldn't get into value.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get that. Yeah, but I do have a safe, and
What's the code for the safe? Just wondering.
Yeah. and I have things in my house to protect myself. I know we live in New Jersey that you're not allowed to have a butter knife, but I got a butter knife. I got butter knives on all over.
Butterfly knife or butter knife?
No, I got butter knife. I got butter knives on each side of the bed for just in case someone comes.
Because
in.
a butter knife, you put butter on bread with it.
Well, if somebody comes in, they're gonna get jiggled with the butter knife. Yeah.
A butterfly knife, you whip open.
I can't have a butterfly knife. It's illegal, right?
There's a lot of code talk here. I think, let's just say Tony will fuck somebody up.
Well, Rambo, my dog,
He will.
Hey, listen, he'll hump you to death with those 3 legs.
We just learned. That Rambo likes to hump
I don't
the
know
ladies.
where he got that from.
You didn't learn it from your bedroom. I get it.
Listen, because he's never really been around. So when she sent me that video, I'm at the Super Bowl. He was like, and I'm like, where the hell did he get this from?
I just heard that. I watched the video. I didn't hear that sound effect.
Yeah.
I think you're adding that sound effect
Well,
to it.
a lot of times, female dogs hump male dogs. It's a dominance thing.
Yeah.
And they learn that, but I'm like, he's never done that before. I'm like, but the funny thing that he did learn, because when he goes over, I love it, the place he goes to in Astoria. So there's like 6 or 7 dogs, and so he gets a chance to hang out with his buddies. So all of a sudden he comes back now, and he will raise his right leg. First time he did, he fell over, hit his damn head on the. Because dude, I'm like, dude, if you put one up, you only got 2 legs.
Yeah, you're done.
But he learned that to where he wants to raise his leg. He's like, boom. Then he looks back at me to help him. I'm like, dude, I didn't tell you to put your damn
He's
leg
literally
up.
like, why'd you push me?
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't push you, bro. You felt your own.
Yep. So, yeah. No, seriously, he literally like
It's
all of
funny
a
because I
sudden now.
saw the video of him.
Oh yeah, no. But even then, I'm like, dude, you're humping. And I call it. I was like, anytime he gets inside, I said, Ben, put that little lipstick away, because that's what it looked. And I'm like, but he didn't have his lipstick out. He was just dry humping. So,
That's literally the epitome of dry humping.
that is really dry humping. Yeah, that's
I don't know
dry.
how we come back from this conversation.
Yeah.
All right, so you did 17 years. There's got to be one accomplishment that you were like, this is the one I'm most proud of. Like, this is the one. Because there's got to be at least one.
There's 2. The first one was when we beat the Patriots, and
Yeah, fuck the Patriots.
well, the reason why is because like I said, prior to coming to the Jets, I had never won a playoff game.
Okay.
All those years at Kansas City, 13-3, played with Derek Thomas, played with Neil Smith, played with some great Hall of Famers, just missed Joe Montana, played with Rich Gannon, Warren Moon.
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian was in Adrian Peterson with the Vikes. But all those years I never won a playoff game, made it to the playoffs. So we make it to the playoffs, we win our first game, and the Patriots had stomped a mud hole in us earlier in the season. I'm talking about like destroyed us. So we came back. Rex, we was awesome. I know you want to talk about Rex. Rex said, you know what? We're not going to watch the tape. We're going to take the ball. We're going to bury it. And we're just not going to talk about it. Because we literally got the crap kicked out.
It never happened.
Yeah. So then all of a sudden, we get another opportunity. We're going to Foxborough. Tom Brady, you couldn't beat them. You definitely couldn't beat them at home. So it was like the Jets against the world. And no one in the whole world thought that we could go, get on that damn plane, go to Foxborough, and beat the Patriots. Like even the night before the game, 3 in the morning, fire alarm goes off. We're all down there in our pajamas. Like, there's just so much stuff that goes on when you play in Boston.
I remember that story with the
yeah,
fire
Someone
alarm.
pulled the fire alarm?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, people like they
Yeah.
think they did it on purpose. Somebody did it on purpose.
Or you order a
fan.
pizza. You order pizza, and all of a sudden there's X-Lax in your. I mean, they know. People know where you stay and all that kind of stuff. So we go
How
up
do you
there.
eat?
You just got to eat what you. To tell you the truth, I try not to eat too much because you just never know. And there's been stories of like the famous Michael Jordan flu game. Like he might have got. I mean, because literally just like, oh, you order some food from room service or wherever. Yeah.
He ordered a pizza at 3
Yeah.
a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you bet against them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
all
yeah,
right.
bet against them. Yeah, exactly. So when we won that game, it was the probably proudest moment that I've ever had playing football, just because it was us against the world. When we came back into LaGuardia, the pilots circled around the Empire State Building because they named it Revis Island. It was lit green. Any club you wanted to go to, everything just fell down. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Everything, things were just, London bridges were falling down. But so that was number one. And then number two is when I got inducted to the Chiefs Ring of Honor. Just because for me, it wasn't about me. It was about my parents. Like my dad and my mom been together. My dad was 16 when he went to Vietnam. My mom was 14.
Your dad was 16, went to war?
Yeah, they had to shoot. Yeah. They came
Holy
back and got.
shit.
Yeah, they were young. You got to go. And so.
Wow.
Yep. Well, no, they've been together since they were 16 and 14.
I thought he went to war at
Yeah,
16.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think he went like 17 or 18
Okay.
or whatever. But yeah, they've been together since 16 and 14. But the thing about it is when they now forever in the Chiefs Stadium, they're probably going to take mine down because they're going to move mine and put Mahomes up there. But forever my name would be up there. And so I just remember, and first of all, like my journey to the NFL is we could do another podcast about that. So I was born in Germany. Lived in Germany for 2 years, moved to El Paso, Texas for 3, back to Germany for 3, Kentucky for 3, back to Germany for 3, finally Alabama. Never played football a day in my life until I get to Alabama. So I come back from Germany, fluent German, AC/DC, Metallica, Kiss, Guns N' Roses, like I listened to that, wearing Vans, speaking fluent German, big ass afro, to my rally dude, and they dropped me in Alabama.
Wow.
And they were like, who the hell is this kid? 10th grade year, my buddy, because I got bullied too. I was overweight, severely overweight as a kid, didn't like to shower. I was just a different kid.
You like to shower?
Because I think it's a complex when you're the youngest of 7. It's just something, I don't know.
The water's cold.
And I
time to get
pissed
to
the
you.
bed. And I peed the bed. I was a bedwetter. Yeah.
All right.
I think
So
it's,
is he to this day. I have no paperwork to back up that statement anyway.
But so I was bullied. So anyway, so I get to Alabama, and so now who's one of my best friends, he was like, hey, man, you should come out for the football team. And that was really the first time that someone had really just invited me, other than some academic stuff, because I had to be a nerd, because my dad wasn't planning on education. So he was like, come out for the football team. And so I was like, all right, yeah. So I get there. They got all these pads in my locker. I'm like, I don't know where. I didn't even know where the butt pad, hip pad, knew no idea what was going on. My high school coach came to me. He was just like, hey, if you work really hard, you could get a scholarship. And that's when the light came on. So I was able to get a Division I scholarship to Auburn. Started at Auburn, second running back to start since Bo Jackson, all the way through and still went undrafted. So when I went to the Cowboys, they had just come off back-to-back Super Bowls. So I was on the practice squad. So for me to start never playing football a day in my life, in that little town we lived in Alabama, 2 traffic lights, graduating class, 90 people. No one ever came and got a scholarship, let alone academic athletic scholarship. So that was one of the proudest moments because I remember playing at Arrowhead and I saw all those names up there and I'm like, you're just like, wow. And you would never think your name would be up there. So that's probably one of my
You know what I'm hearing right now? I'm hearing like movie deal.
I got a good, yeah.
That's a good story.
Yes.
I'm over like,
but they already got
fuck.
it. They got Rudy. So,
Why not?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it would be,
We could do it.
yeah.
We could
I
do
mean,
this.
it's and I tell kids all the time because that's the reason why people like, you go and speak to kids and stuff like that. I'm like, I go to speak to kids because I never, like you guys grew up here in Jersey.
Mhm.
So you knew the Jets and the Giants.
Mhm.
You knew the Mets and Yankees. I never met a professional player until I got into college.
This is my first time.
Ever be a professional player.
Mhm.
What about AJ? AJ's a professional wrestler. Well, he thinks he is.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm not a big sports person.
Yeah, but you knew him though. You knew of him. Like maybe if you were out, if you went to a club, you would have saw Lawrence Taylor. I'm sure he would have been there.
Yeah, I probably would have recognized him. I'm saying I have in my entire
Yeah.
life, I have never watched one football game.
Really?
Not one.
Okay. So
He's a big sports fan.
Yeah, he's not a very big sports
My
fan.
brother,
Yeah.
my father, everyone's big sports fans. Actually, we flew out to see a Colts game one
Yeah.
time, all of us. And I'm like, what's for dinner, guys? What
Yeah.
are we doing?
So you just never liked sports?
Never know.
Did
I
you
played
play?
them. I played in high school. And
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For me, I like to build stuff.
Yeah.
I built cool stuff. And I
That
always did
stuff
that.
on fire with your paramedic?
No, I never
Yeah.
did that. I'd go next to. I grew up next to a guy named Springer John. He made custom motorcycles.
Oh, okay.
Around 14, I went over there and I was building bikes, building motors.
I can see that.
Learned how to weld, and
Yeah.
I went from there and then got into the trades I'm in now.
Yeah.
But speaking of talking to kids and stuff, we're actually going March 5th. We just a new thing we're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to the Union County Vocational School,
Awesome.
and we're going to go talk to 9th through 12th grade.
Yep.
And talk to the kids about what a lot of kids have IEPs.
Yeah.
So there's some learning disabled kids in there, and talk about what you can do. What are your options?
Exactly.
'Cause we
And-
both grew up with IEPs.
Okay.
we were
So
Oh, really?
I'm severely dyslexic.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
I went through the Orton Gillingham method of reading through the Freemasons at
Yeah.
Philly Dickinson College in Jersey
Yep.
from age, I think, 9 till I was 17.
Wow.
Once a week for a reading class. My dad drove me. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
You're the goat. Drove me in traffic every week, and we'd go. And I sit there for an hour, and now I can read.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was a struggle, and
Yeah.
so we reached out to our sponsors, and they were so gracious. They gave us, the swag bag we had for these kids. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I want to keep one.
Yeah.
So we're going out March 5th, and then we just got a new one on Governor's Island. There's a diving school out there. We're gonna go talk to those kids next.
And I do really appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's not giving back because you feel like that's what we should do.
That's what we should do.
And that's the same thing because every time I go into a school and I ask all the kids, first, I want to play in the NBA. I want to play in the NFL. And I always say, hey, follow your dreams. But you got a better chance of winning the lottery. Like there's only 13,500 people in the whole world that's ever played 3 years or more in the NFL. So, but what I also try to tell them is that same thing is like there's so many, if you want to be in sports, it's a business. Like there's a marketing department, there's a PR department, there's a finance department. So there's ways you can be involved and you can coach, like all those different
Still
things.
get a ring.
Well, yeah, still get
Still get a ring.
So you just bring it up. I don't have a ring.
Yeah.
But no, so seriously, if you're a janitor with the Chiefs,
You get a ring.
You got a
Yeah,
ring.
yeah.
But no, that's cool because it's like kids sometimes need to, because sometimes it's difficult. Like I'll go to a school in Harlem and the kids always like, oh, what kind of car you drive? And I'm like, oh, I got a Mercedes.
A Prius.
Yeah, and they kids are smart. They want to know, like, okay, so you had to go to junior high, yeah. You had to go to high school, yeah. Then you had to go to college, and then you still didn't make it. But then they say, okay, that my homeboy out here who's 16, he's driving the same car you're driving, and guess what he's doing? He's on the corner selling dope. So for
Yeah.
them, they can't see that
long-
long track because they're like, okay, so they do the math. They real quick. They're like, okay, 4 years of high school, 4 years of college, and then I still might not make it.
Yeah.
Why invest the time? So that's my thing is just telling kids the different avenues and different things that you can do to be successful. And
That's what we're
yeah,
going to go do.
That's exactly.
Touch
yeah.
upon that, saying what you can do.
Exactly.
And what this career, what it could yield you, and the
Yeah.
avenues you can go down. I just take a step back. I did meet a professional football player. His name was Guy. He played for the Oakland Raiders. He played for 2 years. He helped us knock the garage down in Mom's yard.
Right.
Yeah,
Got true.
I don't remember his last name. He's a welder for International Tank Service. He's a welder. He welds now for a
Okay.
living.
Okay. Did he play for the? Oh, he never played for the Giants.
I don't think so. I think
Okay,
he
okay.
played for the Raiders.
Okay.
The biggest
There's
man
another.
Yeah.
There's
I've ever met.
There's another same guy with the same first name guy, Peterson. He played for the Giants. He was actually at our youth football when we were younger.
Oh, okay.
He came and signed.
this
some-
guy,
he
played for the
signed their
Raiders.
sister's boot and stuff.
I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
I
remember
think
that.
his name was Guy Peterson, something like that.
Yeah.
Guy
Yeah.
something.
Guy something. He played for the Raiders 2 years, and then whatever the case may be, he didn't play professional ball anymore,
Yeah.
and he fell back on what his father was a welder.
Yeah.
And he taught him growing up how to weld, and he makes a really good living welding. He does pipe welding.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
he's making good coin doing it.
Yep.
But again, one of the stories I'll probably tell on the 5th about what you can do
Yep.
and make a good, comfortable living on.
Yeah, and also just because I'm on the board for Special Olympics.
Okay.
And so my thing is like I never look at disabilities. It's abilities. I'm not trying to focus on what you can't do. Let's focus on what you can. And that's a great testament of saying like, listen, we had to overcome a lot like of this, and this. But if you continue to work hard and obviously a support system, then you can do this. Because I never tell a kid he can't do something.
For the Special Olympics, do you do winter, summer, the whole?
Well, I'm actually so now we're going to the World Games in 2026.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so we do. Cause I used to host Pump Pass and Kick for Special Olympics, and so we would have about 100 Special Olympics. They would come out to practice and watch us practice, and then all my teammates would go inside, and then we would do a Pump Pass and Kick, and they would all get a chance to hang out and do different things like that.
'Cause I have a special needs child.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
I have my 10-year-old. She's nonverbal autistic.
Okay.
And we were just talking about this the other day, me and my wife, about trying to lead her in that direction,
Yeah.
just to do something.
What
'Cause
about Best Buddies? I'm on the board for Best Buddies too.
I've never even heard of it.
So Best Buddies is the Shriver family. So Maria Shriver, the Kennedys. So crazy enough, back in the day, which is nuts to me. So if you had a disability, I mean, because you remember the movies back in the day, if you had a disability, they put your ass in a straitjacket.
Yeah, you were
like
locked
think
away.
about that.
You're locked away.
And then they just take you away, or they would take a drill and drill a hole in your head, thinking that it was going to come out. I'm like, so the Shriver family, they one of them went to Georgetown. They started in Georgetown, so they started finding athletes and to become buddies. Because if you, like you said, if you have a kid that's autistic or whatever, you need someone to get you to class or whatever. So Best Buddies pairs you with a buddy for life. And so, but we also say, like, if you commit to be a buddy, you can't, it's not a one-off.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just become a buddy and then all of a sudden next year, like, oh, okay, I'm too cool for school.
Yeah.
But now, like, these relationships that through Best Buddies, it's probably one of the best charities that I've ever been a part of.
Best, I'll look into that.
Yes, Best Buddies.
You want to get her in something after school, but there's not a lot of things that are catered to special needs children.
Yeah.
Like, you can't send her to dance class. There's a lot of things you can't do. You can do for atypical children. So we were just talking about maybe trying to get her into the Special Olympics and competing and doing something that she would like to do.
Yeah.
So we're working towards that
Did
goal.
you see that movie Atypical?
It's a TV show, I think.
It was a series. I binged it during COVID.
Yes, I've watched it.
I was probably one of the best.
It's hilarious.
Oh my God, I loved it.
The traits that they distinguish from that one little boy with the bugs and everything else.
Everything.
I see my daughter do a lot of them, and as a parent to that, you laugh.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you'll find people that aren't parents of a special needs child, and they're like, "This is offensive." I'm like, "It's hilarious. My kid does that."
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Funny.
Well, that was a rip that they got. That some of the critics was like, "This movie is making fun of autistic kids," and I'm like, if anything, it's shedding light because obviously, exactly.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was a
we
great
watched
movie.
it at my home. We thought it was really good, and it was like perfect rendition.
Yeah.
It wasn't too over the top.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was perfectly done.
Yeah.
I like that movie. The comedy end of it with the Ringer.
Oh yeah.
With Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah.
I heard that he every year throws a party.
Oh, okay.
He does,
And the cast comes out and they have a reunion tour every year at his house.
Wow, that's cool.
That's cool of him.
Yeah.
But I think it was a hilarious movie.
Yeah.
I love the part where he goes, we got ice cream. He's like, we got ice cream?
Yeah.
Best brother movie. So we're winding this interview down. Is there anything? I have a question for you. I ask every guest, okay? Now, the rules of the question are this.
Not about soaking and not about...
not about sulking. All right. It's not about nugget porn.
This has been a cool...
You brought up sulking.
No, I'm just telling you, this has been one of the coolest podcasts. You guys got to
tell your friends.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, for sure.
So, this part is through Dude Wipes. Okay, Dude Wipes.
Oh, yeah. I use those.
These are great.
Dude, I have them both on bathrooms.
So I clean my entire body with them. Since you're afraid of showering.
Yeah.
This is where it's at. These could have benefited you in your early adolescence. Get on the pits.
Yeah, the hot spots.
They're great.
Yeah.
The hot spots.
That's hot spots.
So it could the rules of this question could be it's something you've experienced, you have literally witnessed, or happened to you, you witnessed it, or something your friend told you. I want to hear the worst bathroom story you got to give me.
I'm playing for the NFL. I'm sure
you got some shitty stories.
Dang, I'm trying to think. Let's see. Worst bathroom story.
Now, in the interest of the innocent, you are allowed to leave out the names if it's something you witnessed.
Dang,
I prefer if you didn't, though.
That's kind of. I don't really have a bathroom story.
Any players like shit themselves in the locker room?
Oh, that happens all the time, though. but no. So no, real talk.
Business as usual.
All right, so real talk. So basically, when I was in Minnesota, the defensive backs would because I guess it's almost like marathoners. Like marathoners, they can't stop if they're running that many miles. They can't stop to pee, so they pee on themselves. The defensive backs.
I do that.
You say you do?
I piss myself constantly.
Yeah, you're the one. Shit. But so the defensive.
So it's less impressive.
Sorry. Yeah, so the defensive backs, legitimately as a group in pregame warming up, they all would just piss themselves because then it was just like they just wanted to be stinky. Because then if you tackle someone and you get up and your shit is like just smelling like piss. So every game they would just pee. He's
over there eating asparagus.
Yeah, like literally they would just like all right, you guys ready? They'd break down just and pee. There's all of them pee. And I'm like, what the? That's not really a bathroom story. That's kind of like
that's all you got. It's a
like
ritual.
I'm
trying. You got a bunch of guys pissing themselves.
I don't.
Rex Ryan Shart or something.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I got a good bath. This is a bathroom story. So basically, what happened is we've always I was on the player association when you start talking about unions. So I was on the player association, the union for the guys. So one thing that we always were fighting for, we fought for a lot of things, but one thing we always wanted to fight for is robes, like a New York Jet robe when we get out the shower. So no.
I feel like that should be given to you.
No. So check this out. So what happens is as soon as as Rex or Mangini, as soon as they break you down, the doors open immediately. So all the reporters come in, females, males, whatever. And we don't get a chance, like in basketball, because there's a shorter number of guys. LeBron gets a chance. You rarely ever go. Like there's so many videos out there of just like a straight dingling just hanging off to the right behind the camera. Because one thing about it, they realize if there's 53 guys.
It's 53 dicks.
No, 53 guys who go get the hell out of there and they get no interviews. So that's why they open the door so quick. So we don't even get a chance to to shower. We don't get a chance to shower or anything else. So what would happen if there was like a hot reporter? My boy would be like, "I said, dude, where you going? I'm going to get medium well." So so he come out just rock hard like this.
That's not medium well, bro. That's well.
Dude, he just walk through the locker room, no towel,
Just
nothing.
pointing with his dick.
So the thing about the Jets, because we're in New York, so it's the #1 media market in the world. So you got, and I don't know if you guys, you probably don't because you remember sports. So my second year with the Jets, we had, if you Google Ian Sanchez, just look it up on your phone. Google Ian Sanchez, Jets. So this reporter comes out. She's Hispanic. She was regarded as one of the hottest sports reporters. Just Google.
I remember this.
Yeah, Ian Sanchez.
Ian Sanchez,
Jets, and look up and hit images. She came out with some jeans on that were tight as like that log over there. So so basically like anytime there was like a really cute or nice looking reporter, I'm like, dude, where you going? I'm going to get medium well. And he would just come out and just like there's 60 reporters in there, just walk around, just hitting his knees, swinging. So that's the only bathroom story I got. But look at Ian Sanchez. So after we got that, we had to go through a week of sensitivity training. So I could be like,
I got sent to Vegas for that.
no. So we had, like you could say, and so now like
You're getting a guy coming up.
no, Ian it's INEZ.
I put reporter Sanchez. Jets.
No, that's Mark Sanchez. Yeah,
Got it. So is it
INEZ Sanchez.
NFL.
Or Jets.
Got
yeah.
it.
Yep.
Little blonde biddy. And I see the jeans.
Yeah,
I see the jeans.
That's at Jets practice. So
I saw that.
Yeah. So I was like, because they would catcall everything else, and so she didn't turn us in. The female reporters went to her and was like, "Oh, we feel." I'm like, "You feel bad?" I'm not gonna say. I better not talk. I ain't even gonna go
Yeah,
there.
I wouldn't say
but
that.
they were just like, "We feel bad for her" and all this kind of stuff, or whatever. So we had to go to sensitivity training, and I learned like I could be like, "Hey, microphone, you look nice today." But if I say, "Hey, microphone, you look nice today," so now
I didn't see the difference. I feel like this is like Vanilla Ice describing his
you
beat
can't.
to me.
Well, you just
Either
can't do
way,
it.
I'm wet right now.
Yeah,
I loved
I
it.
could be like, "Hey, Susie, that's a nice dress." Hey, Susie, that's a nice.
So when
dress.
you lick your lips is the problem.
Well, it's just anything.
they
So
tone,
now,
yeah.
so now basically what they tell you, because just basically don't comment. The millennials, they don't want to be commenting on their clothes. They're if they're late, they're like any of that kind of stuff. So to stay out of HR, just don't say anything.
I'm like, hey, Susie, you look like shit.
You going to HR?
Go to HR. Our union sent us
Yeah.
something called the 300 hitters class, where
Yeah.
there was sensitivity training involved in that in Vegas.
Yep.
I'm sitting there and they're explaining to me about sensitivity.
Some of you think
training.
it's common sense, but then you realize
It's not.
It's not. Yeah.
Like they did a scenario where a guy comes late, right? A guy's late, and he's being yelled at by his foreman,
Yep.
and then they stopped it. And they're
Yep.
like, "What happened here? That's wrong." I'm like, "Nothing. The fucker was late."
Yep.
And they're like, "No, his wife is in the hospital," and they
Yep.
went down this road. I'm like,
of
I'm
the-
late because I'm hungover.
Well, it's also the same thing. It's like the difference between, like, you could tell when your coworker's like, "Dude, you've been late 3 times this week." A female, you can't say that to, because what if her cycle is on? And I'm just like, just some of the things it seems like it makes sense, but it's just like, don't
Just say nothing is
don't
better.
Don't say anything. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No. But yeah, so we had to go to sensitivity training, and then obviously after Rex riding the whole foot incident, so you don't even know about the foot fetish, huh?
No.
Yeah, he had a foot fetish.
Doesn't make him a bad guy.
No.
Oh.
But it leaked, so somehow someone hacked his account.
It
and
leaked.
him and his wife. There was pictures of images.
Newspapers were brutal
Yeah.
about it.
So wait, his wife,
Him
they're
and his
married.
wife. They had a foot fetish.
Okay, well, I think he did. She provided the.
No, they both. I guess they both
she
like
liked
feet.
his foot.
Yeah, they both threw it.
They were. I guess there's websites that you.
I
could
guess
just,
they were pussyfooting around.
Yeah. So that leaked and it hit the media, and so they were about to take that and run with it. Yeah.
I'm not understanding how that's a story. It wasn't like he was asking
Well,
a cheerleader for
no,
a foot. It
it's
was
the
his
same
wife.
thing though. So if you're the head coach of the Jets and someone had tapped into your computer, you got porn on there. Then it gets leaked. That's you.
I can assure you, there's porn on my phone. Don't save your time. I'll send it to
Well,
you.
okay. So if you got some porn on there with some stuff and it gets leaked to the New York City media, it was everywhere. Like you said, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. Yeah.
Can you imagine that article? Sewer diver likes big booties.
No.
No shit.
No, the best though was the Patriots. So Julian Edelman did it was either Wes Walker or Julian Edelman. He did a whole press conference. He was like, "Yeah, what do you guys got to do to beat the Jets? We just got to put our best foot forward."
That's great.
Yeah. He's like,
fantastic.
"Yeah, we just got to make sure we toe the line." You know what I mean? Like, dude, he did the whole press conference.
On his hand.
He had the whole press conference, and everything had to do with a
And
toe.
here
or
I
foot.
am. I think pussyfoot around is the best one.
Yeah,
No,
he was
line's the best
he's
one.
like, yeah, you know what? Each one of us, we just gotta put our best foot forward, and we got to make sure that we do not toe the line. And he was like, "Yep, you know what? We just got to make sure we put one toe in front of the other." Like they went ham.
One after another.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
and at the end, pun included.
Yeah. Oh no, Belichick got on. I think Belichick, because he kind of went too far, but it was all funny. It's all.
You went a little too
Yeah,
far.
we went too far.
We in the diving industry, there's a lot of full frontal male nudity.
Why?
Are you changing?
Why?
Because we choose to. Because you got to change. You wear a wetsuit in the water.
Oh, okay.
You get out, you change, right?
Yeah, but
So
you
this-
can't just go like.
But you're on the. If you have 5 divers on a job
Yeah.
and it's 2:00,
Oh, yeah.
you're getting out of there at 2:30. You think I'm waiting in line for you
Also,
to
if
get
it's
dressed?
freezing outside,
Well,
you
that's
get
true,
into the
too.
warm shanty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get inside there. So
Wow.
every time
How
I
far?
walk in.
How much does your body temperature drop? Or
A
you
lot.
guys really?
So we
Can you
have.
get hypothermia? Can you get hypothermia?
No, anytime your body temperature drops, what is it, 2 degrees, you can get hypothermia.
But I'm saying is
Well,
what,
we
what
dive
keeps you
with
guys
hot
warm?
water.
Okay.
So we have I dive a 3 mil wetsuit on my chest and my chest, and then
Yeah.
my arms and legs are 2 mil. Thank you, pressure junkies.
Yeah.
And that's my wetsuit guy.
Okay.
And I pump hot water into my side. So it's like a thin membrane of 104-degree water. It's like a hot tub
Yeah.
between me and the freezing.
So you don't
cold.
feel anything.
I don't feel anything. My hands sometimes get a little cold. I'm
Oh,
moving around.
if I'm up there and I am doing other things and forget to fill the fuel,
Yeah.
I run out of fuel, and then I get
and
cold.
it's cold. It's like,
okay.
why am I cold?
I
Yeah,
say
yeah.
a few choice
Yeah.
words. I'm like, oh, darn, fudge. But, so everyone gets changed at the same time.
Okay,
And you can
yeah.
always tell the new divers or the divers who've been to prison, the divers who've been in the military, because they don't give a fuck. They'll get
Yeah.
dressed.
Oh,
We
yeah.
all do, right?
Yeah.
And there's like 1 or 2 guys that are real shy.
Yeah.
So I open that door. I'm like, let me see that
Yeah.
dick
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
You ever do that in the locker room?
Nah, because literally we spent more time naked than we did with clothes. Because it's like,
oh, why?
Well, no.
Same question. Why?
Well, no, but just because like there's 53 guys and like some guys after we work out they want to get a shower. So like for us it's like and then obviously it's funny it's like I see these these big offensive linemen and they got this 105-pound wife and I'm like, dude, I saw you in the shower and it was like this. You ain't doing nothing with that. And then you get the little defensive back. And I'm like, dude, what are you, Donkey Kong? Like, what are you doing with that thing? Like, hanging down. But yeah, it's fair game.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Walks of
You
life.
play with a player, you nickname his dick Donkey Kong?
I promise. I'll put my hand if there was a Bible, and I'm a man that believes. Like literally, one of my teammates was like, he was probably 5'8", and I guarantee you, his thing was down here. It was like, I'm like, dude, what do you? It was ridiculous.
Anal's off the table.
Everything's off the table. I'm like, dude, you gonna destroy someone with
You
that
hurt that
thing.
poor thing.
Yeah. I guess some people.
Well-
Well, how do you think? I guess some porn stars they get the implants, but some of these dudes, where do you get this thing from?
Yeah, Ron Jeremy's rocking all natural.
Yeah. They said your
He's
boy
dead
from.
now. but
Ugly
yeah.
as fuck, but yeah.
They said what's the guy's name from Staten Island?
Pete Davidson, yeah.
They
he's
said
back.
Pete Davidson hung like a wrench,
Yeah.
just crushing him.
Motley Crue, what's his name?
Yeah.
Pam Anderson's.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Well, they showed Tommy Lee's junk in the documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts it next to a remote for reference.
Yeah, he was
I
standing
put
there.
mine next to an Apple TV remote. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah.
Roku.
Yeah.
Motherfucker's
Yeah.
rocking a satellite remote.
Yeah,
Little direct TV remote.
Yeah, the documentary. He just was swinging and swinging. I'm like, all right, that's too much.
Well, God bless him
I would if
Yeah.
I was that way. The
Why not?
guy, we're winding this down, but the guy that found the gold out in Florida, Ray Jacanis, I
Yeah.
was telling you about, he has like a 12-inch dick, tiny little guy.
Yeah.
You would never expect it, right?
Yep.
So anytime we install a camera on the helmets, you need to get the orientation of the camera correct.
Yeah.
Right? Because you need the guy in the video needs to see what you see, exactly orientated how you're looking at it. So Ray Jacanis goes out there to address it. I'm on a 42-inch flat screen. I'm like, yeah, turn to the right, perfect, and all of a sudden, dick. I'm like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
He just shows
spinning
it.
up the screen.
Yeah.
He just shows it. I'm like,
It's
there's
like
not
an
even head here.
Yeah,
It's just
like
all
a-
dick.
like an elephant here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tony,
Well, on that note,
I'm gonna end it there.
Hey,
Tony,
you guys gotta
thank
have me back though.
I'll
This
have
is
you back.
awesome.
100%.
Anytime the topic.
I'll love to have
I
you
want
back.
to learn
When
more
the Chiefs
about
win
what
the
you guys
Super Bowl
do.
again next year. We'll have
They
you back.
will probably win. Dude, how crazy is that though? Not to change the subject, but
I did watch that game.
no. What about the shootout? I mean, that's
Yeah, but it was all I thought you didn't want to talk about this.
I didn't. No.
I'll talk about it.
I didn't want to talk about it on Fox because they were because I think they
guys
want
seem cool.
They want to play a reaction.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I wasn't there, so I can't really speak on it. But just think and it's just a fact of like I don't go to movie theaters. I don't
I don't go unless I'm strapped.
Yeah, I mean, we live in Germany. Yeah, exactly.
I bring my butter
A lot
knife.
of butter knives. Yeah.
Yeah.
My butter knife and my
Yep.
soup spoon.
Yep.
I'm good to go.
No, it's crazy though to think about like public places now. It's just like no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't
Like
want
even
any
at Super
part of it.
Bowl, like I knew there was a lot of security, but that's still like I was like head on the swivel. Yeah.
Nah,
That's
man.
what
I'd be like, T-Sip, where
Since
you
you
at?
brought it
Yeah,
up,
I know,
just
right?
wanna
Yeah.
mention one thing about it. No one's really talking about that
Yeah.
much. Is the civilians who jumped on these guys
Yeah.
and risked their lives? Like
No doubt.
everyone say, "Oh, the
Yeah.
cops were great. They
Yeah.
they so fast." Yes, they were. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. But
They
civilians
got-
jumped on these guys
Yeah.
without even like thinking about it.
It was. They said it was gang motivated.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was a dispute between
Yeah.
gang members or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have
But he had
that.
a rifle.
Where were you hiding that?
No, it wasn't. Did you see the gun?
No.
It was AK-47.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that collapsible, like a half stock or a full one?
There was a full
Yeah, it
one.
looked pretty big.
Where do you hide it?
But there's a million people out there.
Yeah, but I think I noticed the guy next to me with an AK. I think I
Yeah.
noticed
But
that.
isn't Missouri also open carry?
Open carry.
Yeah. So
Uh,
Alabama too. So my parents live in Alabama. I remember when I was at home the last time, my dad was like, "Hey son, go up to Waffle House and get something." This dude came in there with 2 guns on his. I was like, "Yeah, I'll pick up a gun." Like it's just
gunslinger.
Yeah, gunslinger. I'm like, nah.
but a lot of those
man.
places
Walks in,
are
Pilgrim.
crime is very low because people are holding.
Yeah, grandpa
Apparently
got
not at parades.
Grandpa got a single shot. She's like, "Pow!" Yeah, so, yeah,
Yeah, grandma's giving you the finger, other one's shooting at you.
yeah,
You live a
exactly.
Crazy
I'm
life.
like, yeah, no doubt.
Well, Tony, thanks for coming. I
Yeah,
really
thank you.
do
I appreciate
appreciate
it,
you
yeah.
coming. We will definitely have you on again.
Please do.
And that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, everybody.